All right. Bethesda E3 2018 press conference review situation happening right now. Ciaran, overall thoughts on
Fucking loved it.
that thing? All right.
I loved it. I'll be nitpicky and be like, man, I wanted more information out of Scrolls 6, but no, I love Bethesda because everything before the last 2 trailers is shit that's going to be out within the next 12 months.
Yep, and then the last 2 trailers, they were very much like, these are next gen, so it's not. Like, they didn't say PS5, Xbox, whatever, or anything like that. But
they just said next gen. This will be on that, and that makes me so. You know what would be amazing if next gen starts with like a fucking new Elder Scrolls, like early in its life cycle, would be huge.
Yes, it would be huge. We also haven't had any new consoles announced, so it kind of helps. People can't get too angry. Like if next E3 comes and then you still don't have any news on these games, really, it's kind of like, well, we said from the get-go these are
These are future games,
and we haven't even had the new consoles announced.
Yeah, so. And it's very well known that Bethesda likes to work their conferences on a 12-month schedule. Basically, that they like to talk about this year was different, but they generally only like to talk about games that are going to be
the core conference was only about stuff that's going to be out within the next 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
which
before the next E3, basically, is the general rule for their stuff, which is good. I thought it was great as well. I think it's probably the best conference so far, easily.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed the Xbox one, but I think just like the Xbox one, I saw when I looked on Twitter between both conferences, I saw a lot of people like us kind of just saying loved it, it was great, and then a lot of people saying it wasn't great because all the stuff they talked about wasn't coming until like next year. But I mean, I loved it because there was a heap of new games, and I didn't really care that it was coming next year because it's like with Xbox, it's still like, well, they actually have stuff coming. Like,
it's also they have stuff coming, but for you as well, it's the first time you get to you might get to play the stuff that's just.
I had one last year, but last year's conference I was still just like nothing interests me. So
yeah, exactly.
That was the problem. Yeah. This year there was actually cool stuff. But we're talking Bethesda, so not to rant about Xbox too much. All right, so let's just jump through and run down what we got. So we open with the Rage 2 concert.
Fucking was really out there, but awesome at the same time.
It was probably the lowest point of the show, I feel, but at the same time,
I think. You know what? It wouldn't have been low if they had like gameplay or like a trailer or something running at the same time.
I agree.
But it was just kind of like, okay.
I mean, it wasn't too corny or weird because it's like the song we'd already heard that they played in the trailer, but it was just like,
it would have been better if it was like an artist that people already knew.
Yeah. You get like Led Zeppelin to do the fucking Rage song.
Not Led Zeppelin, but get somebody that's recognizable, not fucking Andrew WK or whatever his name was.
Yeah, that was his name, Andrew.
That was his name. Okay,
you got it right. Good job. Great. So after that, we did jump into Rage 2 gameplay. We're both sold. Looks fucking great.
Looks fun.
It basically combines elements from the Mad Max game, which is like the car combat and stuff that's Arcane is bringing to it, and maybe possibly some more RPG stuff I can.
And Borderlands. It looks very Borderlands too.
Borderlandsy-ish, but not as. It looks
not
more
as
serious,
over the top,
and like some of the characters look over the top, but they don't look cartoonish. Like
but the thing as well for me is that game looks perfect for co-op. I know it's what Bethesda do is single player games, but that game looks really fun.
Well, I suppose that's another big difference. It's a single player experience that
brings
big open world though, whatever. And then when they got into the gun combat, it looked great because it's making it, and the original Rage just had great combat anyway. So, but that wasn't really the problem with the first Rage. It was its story and all that sort of stuff. So it's like bringing in Arcane to come with id to do that game just seems to make it all actually mesh together and work really well, which is exciting. Prey, it's getting some DLC, 2 DLCs. So there's like a Moon DLC where you're trying to get off Moon, a whole bunch of stuff happening. And then there's a VR DLC, which is also playable in non-VR, which is basically Prop Hunt from Gmod. So
I think it's cool for people who like Prey. It's really awesome.
If you want to play, I mean, it's a reason to keep people playing that game, I guess. I don't think it's sold as well as they wanted to, but there you go. Doom 2, well, not 2, but Doom Eternal, the sequel to the first Doom. We didn't get gameplay or anything. We got a cool CGI trailer that teases.
But there's going to be QuakeCon. Do we know when's QuakeCon?
QuakeCon is usually towards the end of the year, like October, September, or something like that. I think from memory. I don't think they put up a date on this.
No, it's August. August 9th through to the 12th.
Oh, so it's not ages away. So August we'll get our first bigger look at Doom. So it's exciting.
Nick said he loved Prey, but the DLC doesn't look interesting.
Well, because none of it's single player, like story based stuff, really. So I mean, the moon thing is, but it's not like tied.
But it's like procedurally generated and stuff.
Yeah,
and
so like it's not. Yeah, maybe
it looks like
not
it's
what people-
designed to you fuck up so many times that it stretches out the length of it by
Yeah,
like quite.
I think that's like replayability stuff. So neither of that really interests me, but maybe there's people that think Doom 2 trailer was kind of cool, but we didn't see gameplay, and so it's just like Doom. It's like, oh, okay, it's interesting, I guess, but not going to get too excited. Got some Elder Scrolls Online stuff. Neither of us really care about that because we don't play.
No,
Elder
it
Scrolls
dragged
Online,
a little
but,
bit for me, but yeah,
it dragged because we don't care. But
yeah, because we don't care.
People who play that probably did care, so you can't really complain too much. And as I was saying, like that game is doing really, really well at the moment, which is good for Bethesda, of course. I'm not going to put it down. Quake Champions is coming free to play now.
Still, no, it's only free to play until the game releases.
Okay, well, it's free to play until the game
releases.
So you can try it for free now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. Remember when they announced it at E3 originally, I was like, I might try this out. Like, because I presumed it would be free to play because it's a champion-based game. And then my head was kind of just like, it'll be free to play. And then they announced it and it wasn't free to play. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Whatever. But at this stage, I don't think I'll check it out. Do you have any interest in checking out Quake Champions at this stage?
I've already got the hero shooter that I need, so it's fine.
Do you want to say the word? You want to say that?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay. Wolfenstein is getting 2 expansion DLC side mission things. The first one is VR one called Cyber Hunter. They didn't show any gameplay for it, but it's something about
You're a hacker.
You'll hack the Nazi robots and stuff. However, that comes across in VR. Maybe it's mech-like, I suppose. Like first person, you're in the.
Maybe it's like
things,
when Tim Schafer talked about there's a Psychonauts VR game where you take over things and you do different things. It could be.
But sure, they continue pushing to make VR games, so I guess they're having fun. They talked about how they've made some of the best VR games. I would disagree. But whatever. And then the more interesting Wolfenstein thing was Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is, I presume, a spoiler for the end of Wolfenstein 2 because neither of us have finished it.
No, but I don't think. But I think BJ was talking at the start of the trailer, so I'm not sure how much of a spoiler it was.
Well, is it a spoiler? It's a spoiler to say he has twin kids now. He did have twin kids that I knew about. So, but interesting DLC. This, I presume, is going to be like Old Blood, or New Blood. Sorry. Yes? No, which Old Blood, yes, Old Blood.
Old Blood, yeah.
Old Blood, which was the DLC expansion for the first game, was like a $40, $60 game, whatever it was. It was basically like an 8 to 10 hour full experience. This is probably going to be like that, except for it's co-op based. I presume you'll be able to play it single player still, because it would be silly to not make it be able to play single player, I guess, because it's a single player game. But if it's going to be a fun first person shooter co-op experience, I'm 100% down for that. I'm probably more interested in a co-op than actual Wolfenstein 2, to be honest.
Definitely.
Because it could just be fun for like us to play through or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we got to the big things. Let's get down to what everyone was basically here to see about today. Fallout 76.
Fuck, look good. They spent so much time on it as well.
And I still have 1,001 questions.
You do, but that's good. That's what we want.
We're trying to find a collector's edition because we all basically want the collector's edition at this stage, refreshing EV Games pages in the background and stuff. but that's because we're excited to play the game. So it is kind of like what we heard and what was teased originally, which is it's like a Rust open world survival game thing. Big open world. Every character that you'll come across in the game is another player. Presumably, the only people that are NPCs are shopkeepers and
but how do you get quests? Because you said there was
quest givers, I guess, like quest givers and town people, I guess. But I reckon anyone in like the wasteland that you come across is player.
But also, the interesting thing for me is that so he said that there's going to be only like dozens of people per server.
Mm-hmm.
How many servers are they going to have? That's going to be fucking ridiculous.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, how many instances?
Yeah, that's the kind of things we need to know. It's like, how many people are going to fill a server? If a server is nearly full and I want to jump in with three other friends, can we do that?
Does it just find us a new one?
Does it find us a new one? Is there a max? Like there's a million and one questions for this type of game because although we've had stuff like Destiny and we got Anthem and all that sort of stuff that's obviously shared world type stuff. This is a lot different. Even
though we've had Ark and we've had Rust and stuff. This is on a different level. This is on a different scale, in my opinion.
It's like a step up from all that stuff. I feel it is like the full evolution of the idea of, like when Destiny first came out and everyone's saying like first person MMO type stuff. This is more just first person MMO level, then I feel, even though it's not the MMO elements, but like the idea of a big world that everyone's just sharing, I guess.
Yeah.
Less players, not as grindy, but it definitely seems more online connected than either Destiny or Anthem or the Division.
I hope it does as well, even though they've sold it as, it's not a you're dead kind of thing. I kind of hope there's a hardcore mode to it as well, where if you die, you fucking lose everything.
That's going to be my question. Is like, if you die...
So he said you don't lose anything.
You don't lose anything at all?
You don't lose anything.
Okay, so what do you get when you kill someone? Just experience?
Maybe experience and loot, maybe, or something? I don't know.
But do you just get random loot given to you by the game, or do you get a random loot from
I don't think you get anything from them. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, that's the stuff you gotta look up, though, because it's like, is it as fun if there's no risk reward? Because I don't want to play a game that's hardcore, like if I die, I lose all my gear. And I don't want to play a game where someone can loot my body and pick one of any of my items and take like my best gun or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm down, I need it to have some sort of, like if I die, I'm not against losing something. Not my best items, but it kind of picks like something at least.
Oh, okay, you said you don't lose progression. He didn't mention loot.
Yeah,
but
so
I consider loot progression.
No, I feel like progression is like you can move your story, like how far your character has leveled and your story progression across servers with your friends. But yeah, that's what I was picking out when he never mentioned loot. I'm like, okay, so what are you going to lose when you die? And is there like a hardcore mode where if you do die, maybe you don't die forever, but you lose all your gear or something like that?
Yeah.
Because I can see a lot of people like playing through this, because I'll play through this for a while, maybe 100 or so hours or whatever. We'll have some fun. You do all the side missions. We'll fuck around. I'll probably try and get the platinum, and then I'll probably be done with the game until DLC comes out or something like that. But then I can see people playing this game, and if there is a hardcore mode, just doing the whole, I want to survive forever and kill every other enemy player until I'm just the king of this server and no one can fucking touch me. And then there's all the weird stuff with the nuke stuff. We've got so many questions about that. Like Nick in the chat was saying about how like maybe probably be like a raid mission to get it, because it'll be like super hard, because then the question is like, how often are places going to be get fucking nuked on the map? And then once a place gets nuked, does it regrow up from the bunker afterwards or something like that? It's just I have a lot of questions. And I know Danny O'Dwyer from NoClip has a second part to his Bethesda doco coming out. I think he said like after E3. So the question is that going to cover like a lot of the questions I have about like when this game first started getting made and stuff like that? Because I don't understand how this is such a big open world game that looks prettier and is 4 times the size of Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 kind of just ran trash. Well, not trash, but it didn't run well, and it wasn't the big next gen Fallout upgrade that we all wanted. So it's just, as I was saying during the con, this feels like Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 just feels like the spin-off that we should got, like the next New Vegas. So I'm highly intrigued though. I still have 1,001 questions, but easily one of the best things we've seen at E3 so far.
Definitely.
And I wasn't even that pumped going in, honestly. Like when they put out that teaser trailer thing, because it leaked, of course, from Walmart, which they acknowledged, old Walmart, that was pretty good. And then when they put out the teaser trailer, I was kind of just like, okay, like I'm not going to get...
My favorite thing about Bethesda is they don't shy away from things. They acknowledge it. With the meme about Skyrim Very Special Edition, or talking about Walmart, internet, or saying that, hey, we have bugs in our games, apparently, and stuff like that,
They're keeping up with what's going on, at least, I feel, which is good. I acknowledge it. Overall, all that inside joke stuff was fucking great throughout the conference. And that video, the what's the fuck the Amazon thing called, whatever it was called, like we're bringing Skyrim to everything, that's like one of the best things that will probably come out at E3. It's fucking fantastic. Okay, so Fallout 76, can't wait for it. Shelter is out now for PS4 and Switch. If you care, still free to play. Did you actually play that on mobile when it came out years ago?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I think everyone played it for at least a couple of days or a couple of weeks or something. I played it for like a month, I think, and then dropped off. Like I was kind of into it, because you could just open it for 10 minutes and just like send your people off to do their quests and then get out of the game. So it was a good mobile game, I feel. Not the kind of thing I want to play on my... You can't turn your PS4 on for 10 minutes, send people off on quests, quit out of the game. Like it doesn't... It's just... I don't
Switch would be cool. Switch
makes more sense, yeah. Then we've got Elder Scrolls Blades, which is they were touting it as a mobile game. That's coming. That's going to be free to play.
But it's also going to be on consoles.
It's also going to be on consoles, VR, PC as well. So
I'm interested.
The next Skyrim game, not the Elder Scroll game.
Very odd.
So that'll be interesting. I'm down to try that out on phone just because.
As long as, and they said progression carries on, so it'd be really nice for me to do the base building shit on my phone or on my Switch while I'm walking around, and then go play the actual questing on my console when I'm like probably into it.
Yeah, I mean, graphic wise, if you're playing it on a console when it comes out, it'll probably just look like
terrible.
a PS3 level or Xbox 360 level game, which, depending on the price and everything, are you gonna argue about? I guess, like, maybe not. Depends. But I'm intrigued to at least look into it. And then after that, they gave us 2 big announcements that we were talking about before, which everyone just kind of wants confirmed, I guess, is the thing.
Yes,
like,
it's coming. Like, hey, acknowledge me, please.
Yeah.
Dad.
They're both rumored things that they've kind of just acknowledged that are happening, but they did use that keyword next gen. So years and years off, I'd say, like very long time, because we haven't even got next gen consoles.
And we're gonna
yet.
and it's set the stone that we're gonna get Starfield before we get Elder Scrolls.
Yes. Ryan just came into the chat and said, "I'm going to need a towel. This chair is moist." It was a pretty good conference.
Pretty great. It was pretty great.
So the Starfield teaser trailer was not really anything, and neither was the one following, but I mean, they just officially announced that Starfield is a thing. There's a teaser trailer out. It's a thing that's happening. It's a new IP, the first of Bethesda's, or that branch of Bethesda. What the fuck is the official name? And then Elder Scrolls 6 got officially announced, which you should be a lot more happy about, but you were getting pissed off when it came.
I wasn't getting pissed off. I just wanted that little bit more. Just where is it? Just where in Tamriel is this taking place? That's all I need to know. I would have been sated. I would have been like, Todd.
Considering I thought there was no way they would even show anything or talk about this, you should just be happy they showed you a title screen.
Ryan just said, had my heart racing and not because of my excessive weight.
Well, yeah. It was a good conference.
It was really
good. No, I was getting more excited. Maybe I was getting more excited when I thought Skatefall was happening, but whatever. It's fine.
I
got pretty excited. Fallout 76 looked fucking great though. I gotta say, I was getting a little bit excited. Excited there for Fallout 76. So overall, looking back at this conference, what are you gonna rate it? And don't forget that you gave Xbox.
Yeah, it's a 9.
An 8. You giving this a 9?
It's a 9.
I'm giving this a 9 also.
Yeah, it's a 9. I still think Xbox was good. Bethesda was just better. The only reason I can't give it a 10 is literally because of that Andrew WK.
Yeah, that was the only weird moment of the whole conference.
It was like a little weird, went a little bit too long.
Like, I don't even take the MMOs, like the Elder Scrolls Online stuff. I don't even take that out because
they've got a large player base that cares about that crap. It's just not me. Cool, that's fine.
And they
sort those people out.
And it wasn't
just
even
the Andrew WK stuff could have been done a little better.
Could have been done a little better. Yeah, it was fine though. So overall 9. As far as we've gone, that's the end of the day 2 conferences, of course, until tomorrow. And so far they just keep getting better, which is great because EA started all the way fucking down here, and then Xbox brought it up to here, and now Bethesda brought it up to here. So you know what that means? Square Enix goes back down to here, and then
Sony looks even better because they're
and then Ubisoft brings it up a little bit from Square Enix, and then Sony goes all the way up to there.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what we want. It's kind of what we want to see happening. So until tomorrow, everyone. Until fucking 3 a.m. in the morning tomorrow.
I think it's 2 a.m.
No, is it 2? It's 3.
I think it's 2.
No, it's 3.
I think it's 2. Let me look it up.
Let me look on my phone. Don't freak me out, Ciaran. Don't freak me out, Ciaran.
Oh, where did?
I've got it saved here. Don't fucking freak me out.
Where is it? Conventions.
Square. 3 a.m.
Well, you've got 3 a.m. Okay, you got 3
a.m. Yeah, fucking. Thank you for joining us. Until tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Lovely time.
Bye.
Whatever you do in your afternoon. Sleep.
I'm not sleeping.
No, I'm not sleeping.
Just gonna stay awake. I'll probably still be awake at 3.